attracted to you.
It's about Jimmy Fallon.
Oh yeah.
If you say yes, I'm living. I mean, I said living. I meant leaving.
You know, Jimmy, like you at a young age, you know, you was a little stud. You was a stud. You was a sex symbol to the ladies. I don't know about you now.
So that mean you just basically call yourself a lady? Okay, understand. Everybody might want to change their sexuality.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever.
I never know anybody that wants to change their sexuality though.
You asked me a lot of questions about diss songs and gay questions. You ain't asked me nothing real. You ain't asked me about the album. You ain't asked me nothing. You ain't asked.
Okay, okay. You want something real? Give you something real.
This nigga gotta be gay.
What do you? What was it like growing up in Macon?
You said what?
What was it like growing up in Macon?
What was it like growing up in that?
Mhm.
If you ask any other, if you can ask 70% of the black males growing up and making how it was, and they'll say the same. They wouldn't say the same thing, but when you understand it, the same thing. It wasn't easy. It's just like any other ghetto in the world. It ain't easy growing up in poverty, being poor.
Mhm.
And you know, at the time we was like, you know, man, we don't got nothing. We don't got no
Right.
money. We ain't got no lights, no electricity, no car. We gotta walk this place. We ain't got no clothes to wear to school. We gotta wake up in the dark because we ain't got no lights and get ready. Can't take showers because the water cold. People talking about you. You know, it's just like any other ghetto. Everybody grows up poor. Well, mostly we was the have-nots. You know, so I took that as an effect. Like I'm a have-not, so I'm gonna learn a deeper meaning to it. I'm gonna find a certain peace instead of letting this drive me crazy. Because a lot of people,
Right.
it drives them so crazy that they end up committing suicide or selling drugs or killing or robbing for. You know, we was led to those things, but we mostly never participated in it from.
I understand.
So that's one reason why I came up with the Philly Mortals. Like, you know, we survived through this. We can make it through anything.
Right.
It made us stronger. That's why I feel like the white folks and the bougie people they grow up with money, they don't know how it is. You know, they want to criticize us and downgrade us and say, you know, you're broke. You know, you don't have this. They think just because you black and poor that you're stupid or dumb. You know, and that's not the case at all. We get something. We the ones how everybody else makes their paychecks. Now you got people like us making music. You got the whole world listening to our music.
Right.
So that's how I was going up and making. It wasn't easy, you know. But I ain't gonna sit here and give you I'm a playing a victim or give you a pity party. It just made us stronger. It ain't gotta be every single little detail. We struggled, we made it through, and now we here.
Okay. Another question. How do you think it was growing up with just a mother?
But
How
just a
do you
mother.
think your mother felt?
Hmm. How did my mother? So I feel like it hurt her to see us not have nothing, or her not have nothing for a long time. I seen my mother cry. You know, I seen her stress and worry. You know, how I'm gonna do this, how I'm gonna do that, and I just always just look at her like, you know, why don't you get a job? Just get a job. Everybody got jobs. That's how you get paid. How you just get some money and pay. You know, we young at the time. The lights go off. We're like, oh Lord, like, well, just pay it. Get the money and turn it on. You know, and then we had to get older to understand that it ain't easy. You know,
Mm.
you apply for applications. You go to jobs. They're not hiring you. If you got certain backgrounds, you don't want to get hired. People
Mhm.
that you know that have problems with, they might have connections within the business and say something bad about your name. You know, it's a lot of things that can happen to where you go
Right.
financially poor.
Right.
So I feel like being only having a mother, it made me know the true definition of a real woman.
Mhm.
You know, like I ain't had like what you said only a mother I'd have had a father. You might have said, well, he was young, he might have know how to be a father. Well, my mama was young, she might have didn't know how to be a mother, but she stayed.
Mhm.
So that's how it
I
was.
see. Now you have a son, right?
You said
How
what?
do you? You said what? How do you feel like your son would feel if he grew up without his father, because you have you was convicted for murdering your wife, but the charge didn't stick.
If I have a son and he grows up without me being in his life, you know they have it. You know, you have people that grow without father. They handle it different. Some people take it to the heart, and they grow up to resent their father. And you know, they grow up knowing my child. I have to go through the things I went through to not knowing my father wasn't there, how to teach me how to be a man. But I never witnessed that. I never had a father in my life. He never came around. He didn't come around pretending to love me. He showed me that he didn't. So I accepted that, and it didn't
Right.
bother me after that. I didn't never worried about it. I never said, well, if I had a father, this would happen. If I had a father, this would happen. Um, he actually helped me
Mhm.
from not being there because he showed me how not to be. So I hope that's how my son. But I'm always being my son's life. But if it doesn't, if I'm not, God forbid, I hope that's how he grow up to be like, grow up just like me,
Mhm.
without all the flaws and sinful thoughts and all that.
Mhm. And the struggle, right?
Right.
I understand. I understand.
No, a little struggle. I mean, the struggle is a struggle. Without struggle, there's no work. There's no progress. Like just because I might have money, don't mean I'm gonna spoil my child. I'm gonna show him how it is to, you gotta, how it is in the real world.
Mhm. Show him how to
So
be a man.
yeah,
I
how to
understand.
have responsibilities. Not just whenever he wants something, I give it to him. I'm not gonna give him what he wants. I'm gonna give him what he needs. What he needs is love, discipline, lessons, gain, wisdom. He needs all that. God. So that's everything I'm gonna give him. You teach a child in the way he should go. So that's why when you have a child, you have to be prepared for it. If you're not prepared, then keep your legs closed. Word.
Mhm. I already know I'm in the streets, so you're killing it because I'm bad.